That's an instant, by the way. So they could have done that in my turn. There was literally no reason to do it here. Also, by doing it in our turn, it means that they could tap something else. So this could have, that one spell could have been 2 taps. So that would have actually prevented lethal. They could have bounced the Roalesk and then tapped the Gala Greeters or the Zagana. Instead, they've chosen the path of death. So Phyrexia All Will Be One is upon us, and it should be out in a few weeks. And in order to celebrate that, I thought, why not make a deck that would synergize with some of the cards that are going to come out in that deck? So I've chosen Roalesk Apex Hybrid. So it's a 5-mana 4/5 flying, which is already pretty good with trample. When it enters the battlefield, put 2 counters on another creature you control, and when it dies, you can proliferate, then proliferate again. This is going to be crazy with the new Phyrexia set because it's going to have infect and toxic. 10 poison counters, and your opponent loses the game. If you proliferate that, this is going to make that so much easier. So I think Roalesk will actually go up in people's estimations when that set comes out. This guy is just going to be a pretty crazy lethal deck. I'm going to predict it. But until then, we're just going to have to enjoy more of a +1/+1 counter strategy and a few planeswalkers before they get completed or not. So feel free to put whatever Nissa planeswalkers you want into this deck, because she's soon to get turned into a cybernetic organism with machines and tentacles. But yeah, the planeswalkers I, however, have gone with this deck is Vivian Reed. We don't really know what status she's in at the moment. I actually don't know the lore. She could be safe, she could be in danger, not quite sure. But these Vivian Reeds are going to be pretty good. Lets you cast a top card of your library. If it's a creature, she can make creatures, and then you can basically tutor for any creature into play when you cast one. This Vivian Reed's really fantastic because she can destroy artifacts or enchantments, which is good because Rusk goes in the format, and she can destroy his Midnight Clocks, which is going to be really good. So if you proliferate any of these, it's going to be epic. This Vivian here, it's like a Vivian tribal deck, really, secretly. She can put counters on your creatures, she can make one of your creatures fight something else, but this is actually better because the opposing creature doesn't deal damage back, so this is better than regular fight. You want to put Varanclex in because it's just the best card with counters at the minute. Doubles yours, halves the opponent's counters, and obviously Great Hedge is going to be really good. What does the deck struggle against? Exile effects, because if this is exiled, you won't get the proliferate, then proliferate trigger again. Just any kind of black-based removal decks, you're going to struggle because when this comes in, you need another creature to put the counters on, so that's the only difficulty you'll probably have with this deck, really. But if he dies and you've got stuff out, you've got loads of proliferate stuff like Contentious Plan, which can proliferate, draw a card, Flux Channeler, cast an uncreature spell, proliferate, and there's also Evolution Sage, which is play land, proliferate. And once you proliferate your Planeswalker's Loyalty, it's going to tick them up and up and up, get them out of harm's reach. And then you want synergy creatures like Yorvo, which just gets counters whenever bigger creatures comes in, so on and so forth. So a friend of mine called Elliot helped me develop this deck. He did the first draft, I did some playtests, so thanks Elliot for helping me with that. Check out the deck list below. This is a pretty fun one, I have to say. And don't forget that Elesh Norn is coming very soon. Okay, my gosh, there's a lot of mono blue decks, aren't there? Let's mulligan this. Need some more lands. This is a bit better. I guess blue is, I don't know, it's weird because blue is very it's a very toxic colour, so it's just a shame that it's so popular in the bad ways. Like, I was talking to people the other day, and it's just, I was saying how blue doesn't have to be toxic, but people just, they always choose to be that way, It's a real shame. Blue's not all counter spells. There's obviously artifacts, bouncing, tapping, but draw a card. Wow, okay. Do they really need a land that bad? Network terminal. Right, okay. So this is a good turn for us to get some ramp into play. Oracle of Muldar is good, but we are going to need a way to deal with the Tez. So we could just make this into a 4/4, which is pretty scary. No? Okay, it's going to tick up. Okay, jelly. Let's go for the Oracle here. Okay, so that was some pretty good ramping. If they don't get rid of the Oracle, then we can give it some counters with the Roalesk. So we'll see what they do. Mystic Forge. I feel like... So they've got 2 mana open. Probably got a counter spell of some kind. Because otherwise they've just left the Tezzeret kind of open. So is it -6 to get the ultimate? Whenever an artifact becomes tapped to draw a card. I really want them to tap out here, but if they... We need another green source. We only have 1 green, so we can't actually cast Roalesk. This is going to be pretty rough. Okay, there's a land. Let's play that. So we could even go for Great Henge. And then Gala Greeters. Or Roalesk. Roalesk means that we get 3 counters on the Oracle. Is that the... It's not going to kill it either way, though. Let's just go for the Great Henge. And then now we can go for 2 mana. Go for the Gala Greeters. So we hit a land on top. So we could go for Ochre Jelly for 1. Or pay... Sorry. Yeah, pay 0. Comes in as a 1/1 because of the Great Henge, which is kind of crazy. But we do get some... a treasure. Okay, so then we'll take Tezzeret off ultimate as well. Yeah, so it's a shame that the Ochre Jelly had to die there, but it's good to get... Just get out of the way, and then we can, you know... I mean, not really get out of the way as such. It's just I had the chance to get a bit more value, so there we go. 3, 4, 5, 6. So River's Rebuke obviously ruins us, but at least they don't have ultimate. I mean, they could proliferate using some form of proliferate effect. I think the Oracle of Mul Daya here is a pretty crazy card. People used this years ago in Commander. And I never really understood the power of playing things off the top of your deck. I never really saw that potential. But after Bellis of Citadel came out, it converted me. Anything that plays stuff off the top is just absolutely fantastic. I'm sure many of you know this already. So they've got a blocker. They could make it bigger. They're still digging deep. They're desperate to get to the ult here. And they keep tapping out. Unless they've got Pact of Negation, of course. We now don't know which to deal with. This one makes blockers. This one makes card advantage. Defiler of Vigor. That's very good. I think we'll go for the Roalesk here. Do they have Pact? So this gets us a hell of a lot of triggers. So we have quite the attack force now, because obviously Hardened Scales puts 2 counters on everything. For each one you do, so that's 5. Crazy. Land drops. Land drops. Wow, crazy. So now we can go for the Defiler. Nice. Loads more triggers. So, wow, this Merfolk Skydiver is going to be great later on as well. Diversify our threats, I suppose, with the Vivian. If we can resolve this, it'd be pretty good. So yeah, we're getting to the point now where we can kill either of the Tezzerets pretty easily.
Oh, I am gonna love tearing this place to the ground.
And let's just kill this. This is a bit overkill. Oh, I could have targeted one of the Planeswalkers. Oh, that's a shame. I didn't even realize. I clicked that way too fast. Oh well, hopefully it's going to be the same difference, to be honest. 7 here. 7 there. They haven't quit, so they probably have River's Rebuke. They can't crew it, but they can just draw a card for free because of the -2 mana to do the abilities here. 2 Tezzerets down. I don't think they realised how quick we could get counters, and because of the because we have Oracle of Muldiah, we could ramp and just rebuild so far. So even if they do bounce everything, we're going to be able to deploy it again pretty swiftly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so they definitely don't have. I feel like they're just dead here. Tap a creature for 2. They've got no mana open anymore. They're just dead, aren't they? This is 10 trample just here. Also, the emergent sequence is going to be crazy as well because we play loads of lands, and it means that it would just be a huge creature. Yeah, right, it was on the wall there. Oh, look at that! It's another mono blue deck. Mono to the blue. Starting hand is not so good. We don't really have much mana to do the stuff we want to do. So let's mulligan this. This is okay. So the wizards. This is essentially wizard Panamonican. If a wizard enters, causes a triggered ability, triggers an additional time. Kind of crazy, actually, how good this is. So let's get rid of that next turn with the Raven form. Or we could be in some trouble here. Do they have a blue counter spell? No? Okay, so we might be safe a little bit. So we need to get a creature out so we can get more treasures. Otherwise our hand is pretty bad. Oracle. Do they have a counter spell here? Probably. Yeah, I mean, that's one of the nice things about Magic. It's just so unpredictable. Mono blue with counters. Who would have thunk it? Who would have thunk it? Although they don't have any lands, so they're getting punished now. Is it just going to be another counterspell here? Let's face it, we all know it is. It's going to be another counterspell. Memory lapse. Alright, we'll leave it on top. Cast the Amber. So the whole deck is just 99 counterspells. Oh, and some lands. So sorry, 60 counterspells. So they're thinking, oh, should we go for the barn? What are they going to do? Mill it? They put it there. No, they don't like it there. So why did you use the memory lapse? Okay. Let's go for this. I think we create the treasure. And then swing in. Yeah, it's a bit scary because who knows what wizards they have in the deck that have double ETBs. There's so many to kind of think of that. I guess the scarier ones would be the gain control. Is mind, what's that? Mind Flayer? Not Mind Flayer. Mind something. They can steal a creature. Blink of an eye. They're going to bounce that. Okay. Sure thing. Opt. Well, I hate to break it to them. I think they're in trouble now. Unless I got a Pact of Negation. Sweet. So, yeah, we'll go for the Gala Greeters here. Draw some stuff. We'll fight the Naban because we don't want them to get any value at all. Fantastic. And then next turn we can create a copy of the Gala Greeters if we really want to. With the Litjara Mirror Lake. The fact they're still playing, it's always a River's Rebuke or something. Extra turn, a River's Rebuke. Which one is it going to be this time? River's Rebuke. Bouncy Wouncy. They have 6 mana, so it probably could be. So far, we've not seen a single wizard with an ETB out of the cards I've played. Makes you wonder, doesn't it? Like, why choose this guy? Just go for Fibblethip or something. Just draws you a card when it comes in. If all you want to do is counters, there's a lot better generals. Not that I should be telling them that, but Gadwick. So Gadwick. Ooh, that would have been draw double cards. That would have been pretty good, actually. So yeah, we are in a bit of trouble, really, because they've got a lot of cards now. So, Garrick. Let's search for a card before we go for Garrick here. Okay, this is a pretty decent hit. Let's keep ramping. Okay, wow, okay, and we've also got the Druid as well. Obviously, if you combine this with the Great Henge, it taps for 3 mana next turn. Sweet, so we went from a bit risky to potentially pretty healthy board state. Again, if they have a River's Rebuke, it will just completely shut us down. They haven't quit, so they probably do have something that can help them. But they will be tapping out completely to do that. So Zagana can pay 6 to adapt 4. That's pretty powerful. Return non-land permanent. That's an instant, by the way. So they could have done that in my turn. There was literally no reason to do it here. Also, by doing it in our turn, it means that they could tap something else. So this could have, that one spell could have been 2 taps. So that would have actually prevented lethal. They could have bounced the Roalesk and then tapped the Gala Greeters or the Zagana. Instead, they've gone for... They've chosen the path of death. Okay. Well, a newsflash, we don't actually need the Great Henge to win here. So let's try and go for a Garrick. If they counter this, then we just win, don't we? Because all our stuff has trample. Very unusual play there, yeah. As I said, they should have played the spells in our turn, and they would have been alive here. Okay, we go first against Rusko, which is going to be important. If they get to go first and they can play their counter spells and stuff before us, it's going to be pretty dodgy. I do really like our hand here. Incubation Druid, and we've also got the Ranger class, which is going to be nice to put a counter on the Druid if it survives, that is. They could just straight up kill it here. Fatal push. Okay. Fair enough. I guess we'll go for the into the north, ramp us a little bit. Yeah, it's a real shame they killed the Druid there, because that could have basically pushed us into crazy territory with the Vorinclex and the double counters. 3 mana open. Let's see if they counter the Ranger class. Probably will. Negate. Sure. So this is pretty cancerous, as you can see. The Rusko players just don't have any... Yeah, there's no, like, to and fro. It's just pretty much Rusko counters and kill. If Vorinclex survives, I'd be very surprised. It will stop the counters going on the midnight clock, though. So that's, I guess, 1 turn that we've bought. But they could just easily just kill the Vorinclex here. They've got so many spells that they could potentially kill him with. Exile effects, destroy, bounce. They could bounce and counter, just straight up kill it. Frogify. So he's now a 1-1 with no abilities. Fantastic. Okay, to Fairy. Let's see if we can resolve this guy. They have got 1 blue open.
All right.
So we're desperately in need of
like seconds are fleeting.
an answer now. Let's get rid of that. I want to just get my lands out, to be honest. Hardened Scales isn't going to cut it. I mean, the Inexorable Tide is going to be pretty good if we can keep the Teferi. I mean, imagine we had the Vorinclex there. It would have been crazy, right? Like, we would have been able to have 8 loyalty on this Teferi. Let's see what they do. So they're going to go and attack. Let's just draw a card and see what we hit.
Think fast.
Yeah, we'll get rid of the sequence there. Something to get rid of the Frogify would be pretty good, to be honest, but
Fast.
how likely is it that we're going to draw something like that? Planar Incision, so they're going to get another clock. Ah, this is so sad. There's really not much we can do. They've just completely stifled us. Let's draw a card.
I do love a good puzzle.
Okay. See if we can resolve an inexorable tide here. Probably not, to be honest. They're probably going to counter this. Disdainful Stroke. Okay. So, in their turn, they'll probably attack in with the Risco, and then we're just going to draw and discard with the Teferi. Yeah, 2 clocks is pretty rough. Because there might have been a chance if we could have killed one. But yeah, they always seem to have the exact same. This is just the same build as every other build I've ever seen. There's literally no variation of the Riscos.
Think fast.
Smell Fear. Proliferate. That's not going to cut it either. Let's try and use the intervention here. If they counter this, then we just block with the Vorinclex, I think. Damn, we would have been winning so hard with the Vorinclex, but oh well. So they're going to flicker him before combat, okay. That's interesting timing. They didn't have to do that there, but... So yeah, the Midnight Clock looks like it's just going to give them loads of free cards. And... let's draw and discard, see what we get here.
Don't worry.
So we don't want that. So they're probably going to counter the Roalesk. Yeah, that's very likely. No? Okay. Merfolk Skydiver? So the Skydiver can proliferate, so they're going to eliminate that. Sure. And we're just going to leave both of these back to block if we need to. So this clock goes off and it only gives them 5 cards really, because I've got 2 in the hand, which is still really powerful obviously, but... So they lose a clock. The danger here is extra turn spells are just going to make it crazy. If they kill the Roalesk, we get to proliferate twice. This is the thing I was talking about, the exile effects. So we still get a blocker, which is fine. So sadly, we don't get to proliferate there. Mind Spike. We don't have any cards in hand, so that just draws them a card. Fair enough. So that's just cycle spell. Eliminate again. What are the odds that they got eliminate twice? And they still have the 5 mana up. And they're going to get 7 more cards in their next turn. Wow, they want them in my turn. Okay, fine. That's pretty crazy.
Think fast.
Sure. So they only draw 2 here. Weirdly greedy. Like, they didn't have to do that. Let's draw again here. We might get something better than Garrick.
I do love
Mox
good puzzle.
Amber. So it's not better than Garrick. Do they have another counter? Okay, so essentially what we're building towards here is trying to get the Teferi 2 turns in a row. It's unlikely that we would win either way, but I just want to be able to challenge them a bit. I mean, you know, they probably have loads of answers. They've basically drawn 14 extra cards this game. Feign death. Why did they do that? They just want to cycle... They're just trying to cycle the midnight clock again, aren't they? Just to get 7 more cards, I guess. They got resculpt again. That's pretty bonkers. So they've had resculpt and eliminate twice in the same game. There's like 81 cards in the deck, but okay. So they're once again just cycling 5 into 7. If they get resculpts again, that's going to be pretty annoying. They've used 3 midnight clocks here in desperation. Time warp. Okay. Time warp. Sure. So they've got no more clocks until they flicker him again, which is entirely possible. We're at 12, so they cost 12 more spells, we just die. Do you know what? I think I'm actually going to phase him out because I'm a bit scared.
Get it, child.
I don't want to take any more damage here. Kind of silly. And also the fact that Roalesk has missed out proliferating twice, which means that Teferi would have been at 8 loyalty. Search for Escanter. So they're just digging. Tezzeret's Gambit. It's pretty good. Let's still draw a card anyway.
Don't worry, I'll think of something.
Okay. Let's try to resolve a Garrick. I'm probably going to counter it. Okay. This is, by the way, if you've never seen Risco before, this is just the pure epitome of the, you know, the absolute hell that we go through as creators here. Okay, so we managed to... Okay, let's just pass a turn. So we've got 9 life, so we can't take too many more spells. I mean, if Search flips, he's just going to be able to search for any spell he wants, put it into his hand pretty much. They don't want Baleful Mastery. Okay, that's weird. That must mean they have a much better spell in hand then. We've got an Ugin, okay. So they're just going to kill the Teferi with the Ugin, I guess.
Are but motes in a vast multiverse.
So we might as well draw a card, see what we hit here.
Ideas like seconds.
I
Looks
can
like I...
But he only has 3 cards. He's got no clocks. Got Duress. So there goes the Shaper Sanctuary. That's a shame. That would have been able to. That would have been so good to help us refill our hand there. Favored enemy. Let's just get the counter spells out of the way then. If they've got one. Okay. Go to combat. Swing both at Ugin. So I don't really want to kill the Risco, to be honest, because I don't want them to get it back. But we're just going to have to slow them down, aren't we? So this hopefully lose the Ugin here, unless they can flicker it. Okay, thank goodness for that. And they didn't want to lose a Risco there, which means that... Let me just read this card for a sec. Whenever you cast a green permanent spell, it doesn't matter. We don't have to use the life for this. Spectres, that's interesting. So you will fight the Risco, because we are on 7. So I suppose they're looking for a board wipe here. Man. They've cast Risco once, but they've got like 21 cards. That's the stupidest thing, the flicker aspect. Hardcasting a Risco again. Starting the midnight clock. Going for the Escanter, and they've got an Infernal Grass, so they can kill any one of our creatures here. Down to 6. Yeah, I don't think we're going to win this race, sadly. Down to 5. And... swinging with the Voronclex. I mean, yeah... What can I say? It's just depressing, isn't it, to be honest? Just finish us off. Just cast 5 spells. Should be pretty easy if you're an amazing player, like this Risco player is. Okay. Stop showing off now. You got your Narset. They've counted all our good stuff. killed all our good stuff. And you know what the crazy part of this Risco deck is? The craziest part is potentially the drain aspect. Because he hasn't hit us once, but he's drained us for 21. Think how crazy that is for a sec. So there's a Heartless Act. Okay, let's see if they can counter this Vivian, Champion of the Wilds. So the Heartless Act can't kill either of our creatures, interestingly enough. I just want to die, to be honest. So I can play another game against something else. Come on. Let's go. Let's do it. And to think that someone who's winning with a Risco is stalling there. Okay. Fine. Do we get an Uro? Wow, okay. I mean, that's actually it's actually a pretty good hit. We can cast creature spells as though they had flash. But we might as well go for it now because we gain a life, right? We can't draw though because of Narset. So actually that was a huge mistake, really. That was a silly mistake, wasn't it? Okay, swinging at Narset then. I want to hold back a blocker just in case the Risco decides to attack in. Well, they're saying that. They could have killed the Euro anyway with the... So they're going to remove 3 counters. Okay. That still feels like there's still a lot of damage coming in there. What exactly was the point of that? Strange. The only thing that did was just drain for 1, I suppose. So they're trying to get 12 more cards. How many cards does this person need to beat us? Pretty ridiculous.
Open mind.
Okay, they got a Feign Death and a Risco. So he can use this on Risco so he comes back with another clock and a Phyrexian in Arena. Okay, down to 5. So this is going to be pretty annoying, to be honest. We've got our own Narset. So they're going to have to either counter this or activate Midnight Clock before this resolves. Okie dokie. I'm not going to lie, Narset's actually a pretty good hit. But it does mean they get 7 more cards here. Unwind. Okay. So I think we will use Uro in their turn. Let's swing both into Narset this time. I actually can't believe we're still alive. It's kind of crazy. Okay, so now at least we can draw an extra card.
I won't forget our time together.
And I should have done this first. That was a stupid mistake. Yeah, there was nothing else we could have done with that Vivian as well.
Have you ever lost?
That was the only thing to have done. Oh well, I just thought we'd be dead by now. I mean, to be honest, if they cast 4 spells, we are just literally dead. So, as if they need to draw more cards. So in this game, they've drawn an extra. How many times has it gone off? 4. So they needed 28 cards to beat me because they're that crap. Panamonican. Okay, let's just see if we can resolve this. So we can gain a bit of life. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, I feel like I've just lost it in my head anyway, so. Let's see if it resolves. Ancient Animus. Oh man, it's a shame this is 2 mana. Ashiok, okay. Are they going to bounce the Uro? That's interesting. So get rid of the Ancient Animus there. If they discard the Uro in either way, we can recast him. Thassa. So if they go Thassa Clock. Make a... Oh, damn, yeah, of course. They kill the Vivian Reed, sure.
I've seen worse.
Interesting. And they've got enough devotion that this is kind of turning out to be a pretty epic game, but it's still kind of embarrassing that they still haven't just beaten us. What is going on? Thief of Sanity. Okay, getting desperate now. They're getting desperate. So they get another clock. So they need another 7 cards to beat me because they're just a terrible player. I'm just going to smack talk Risco players now. Okay, so I guess we try and draw a card because we might find some kind of removal spell. And we actually did. So, okay, we'll go for the Euro again. 2, 3, 4, 5. How are we alive, guys? Sure, play that. Man, Oracle would have been pretty good earlier on. So, what do we want to get rid of? So much, I think we'll get rid of the Thief of Sanity. Because that gives them too much advantage. And then we'll swing both of these into the Ashiok. 6, 6. Oh, okay, we can make one of these survive. I guess we'll make the Vorinclex survive. Swing both into Ashiok. Oh no, yeah, he's got 6. Yeah, sure. So they've got. Come on, just kill me now. This is embarrassing, man. Just kill me. Just kill me now. Please. I'm actually bored. This is not even. Do you know what? This has become an annoying game from just. I'm just. Come on. Just fucking kill me. You're so bad. Such a bad player. You're using the best deck in the format. Okay, we get it. You like clocks. That's as probably the most annoying thing now, just because it can tap my things down as well. Okay, another clock. Cool. And then I'm going to draw another 7. You know it's bad when you have to press left and right to see how many permanents somebody has, right? Yeah, I think this is where I quit, guys. I think this is where I quit. I can't believe I lost it this long, to be honest. And you know what? When I do quit this game, it's not because they won. It's because they bored me. There's a difference. There is a difference. Yeah, there's nothing I can do. They can just tap our attackers. Sweet. So, yeah, this is just a lesson in futility, I suppose. Did you know that you can help my channel by watching another one of my videos? Go ahead, you know you want to.